Low pressure is moving into New Zealand. Hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us. We've got a low in the Tasman Sea, which is sliding towards the lower South Island. It'll bring a burst of wind, probably gales in some areas, and some heavy rain as well. It's on the back end of this high that we've had since last week, that powerful high. It's been producing some beautiful high cloud on the outer edges of it, which is where you get a lot of that high cloud with high pressure systems. So that's the reason why we've been seeing some really amazing sunsets and sunrises. Now that system's moving away, a lot more cloud across the country, and those winds are going to pick up over the next day or so, along with the rain. Okay, let's get into the next map now. This is a little bit different. You might find it a little hard to read. Don't worry. I'm going to show you another map afterwards. It looks a lot like, have you seen that movie with Russell Crowe, A Beautiful Mind? That's what this reminds me of, all the numbers on the screen. But what this shows you is basically the rainfall that's moving in from that system. And this shows the actual figures of what you're expecting. So out at sea, pretty big numbers, but over land, we're seeing 85s, 80s, 55s, 30 in that area there. Let's make a little bit more sense of this. Here's the perhaps easier to read map. So over on the west coast, pink and blue, the main colours. So around 50 to 100 millimetres expected. The 100 in the blue areas, the pale blue. On the eastern side, the dark blue, that's at the very bottom of the scale. So you're just talking a couple of spits here and there. Same really with the green and even the yellow to some degree. That might be a little bit more rain, but it's only 5 to 10 millimetres over the next 3 days, by the way. This is a 3-day rainfall map. And as you can see for the North Island, just a few drizzly showers coming in, perhaps accumulating a little bit more through some parts of Bay of Plenty. 5 millimetres coming for you. That's probably going to be evaporated. It won't do very much. So that's the rainfall. This is how it's coming on in as we look at Wednesday. So that rain coming out of the subtropical area, helping to fuel it. The low itself, leaving the Catlins by about lunchtime on Wednesday. And behind it, a cooler, colder, depending on how you want to look at it, southerly change comes through. Ahead of it, windy winds. Windy conditions continue on, and we've still got a couple more showers up here in the north, those little light drizzly ones. By Thursday, some of that rain moves further up towards central New Zealand. It falls apart. It's not doing a lot, but that's on the map we just showed you with the yellow around Canterbury. That's where that rainfall accumulation is. It's a little bit of a combination of that southerly change and flatter air pressure. And again, in the north, those easterlies continue to blow through with a couple of light isolated showers. And they continue on Friday as well. Easterly winds, couple of showers, cloudy weather. This is a bit of a change from where we were for the last couple of weeks. This is more traditionally La Nina weather. And you can see there's a bit of leftover wet weather on the west coast as well that's sort of stuck in that zone. As we go into the weekend, it doesn't change a lot because that big powerful high, the one that we're just seeing leave us now, is only out there. So it hasn't moved very far. And because of that, there's still a fair bit of high pressure in the New Zealand area, but it's messier now. So we're seeing some low pressure areas, what we call troughs forming, sort of potholes in the sky. And that's just a bit of a sign that it's not as perfectly settled as it was when the high was over the top of us. And again on Sunday, same kind of story. The air pressure quite low. It's not low pressure, but it's not high pressure either. It's getting into that neutral zone. And when it's neutral, usually get a lot of light winds, but it's sort of fickle weather where you can get an afternoon downpour, can be cloudy. It's not necessarily perfectly sunny and dry. So that's the forecast we've got for the weekend. It will, by the way, still be sunny and dry in many places. And it will also be quite warm in the north after that cooler change you've got in the south arriving Wednesday, Thursday. That is all from me. It's a bit of a messy forecast. Oh, actually, one last thing before I go. The tropics. They are waking up. So our next Climate Watch video is out on Monday, and we'll be talking a lot more about what those rainmakers to the north will likely do through the month of March. But that's all from me for today. We'll see you on Wednesday.